Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good. I've got a cute, really cute bunny Mod Podge type of craft for you today. And I started off, this whole idea came from because I had this holiday milk bone jar and I'm like, this is such a great tin. I hated just to throw it away. There's so many cute things you can do with this stuff. And so I decided that I was going to hold on to it, and it's been sitting here because what, Christmas was how long ago? So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to paint this white, and then I'm going to Mod Podge this bunny on it. So stay tuned, stay along with me, and I'm going to show you how it turns out. Okay, to start, let's put this down a little bit. You can see my little puppy right under there, one of them, one of the many. And I'm going to use just this, just plain Waverly white chalk paint, and we are just going to give this whole tin one coat. And I wiped this down before because I wanted to make sure that any residue or any dirt was off of it, because the paint just always goes on better. And I am using this great brush. It's an Art Smith brush, and it's, you know, about an inch thick. But this is such a great brush because it's very gentle for projects like this. So if you want to write that down and try to find one of these brushes, it's just so great to use. I've really used it so much this last week. It just goes smooth. Some of those bristles are kind of cheaper and thicker, and they're great for different projects. But this is great because it just, you know, it goes on so smooth and doesn't leave any paint marks for something like this. So there's my first side. You can see how well that paintbrush goes on. So I'm just going to paint all the sides and the top of the lid. So we got this dry tin, and we got the top that's dry. We're not for sure what we're going to do about this milk bone, but we'll see if we can't cover it up. So we are going to take my beautiful bunny napkin. Now, the thing about these napkins is that when you open it up, you have 4 beautiful napkins. So we are going to carefully break this apart, and maybe we could have 4. I think what I'm going to do is put one on the front and the back maybe. So let's get him apart first and then see what we can do. Sometimes these are a little tricky. Or a lot tricky. Holy moly, I cannot even get this apart. I think I got it. Okay, so carefully, we're going to tear the back off. You would rather have this back part rip than your front part. Super duper. Is that pretty super duper careful? All right, so we are going to go this way. I think what I'm going to do, we're just going to cut this first because I know I'm not going to need all 4 of these. We're going to cut this in half. Okay, we're going to cut that baby in half, and we're going to line it up because this is going to fit on most of this, but I am going to cut this again so we can do kind of like a front and the back, or we can just do the front so I have this for other projects. I thought I was going to get a whole pack of these napkins. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to get a whole pack of these napkins. I'm like, I'm going to give them away. I'll put them on my thing and do a freebie. And literally 2 napkins came in a little plastic thing. 2, just 2 for $6. I thought I was going to get a whole entire thing of them and share with you guys, but 2 of these came. So maybe I'll just give away the 1 if I'm not going to use it, because on this piece you have 4 of them, which is really great. But isn't that hilarious? Oh my gosh, I thought that that was so funny. I was like, 2, that's it? I can buy a whole pack for $6. But like my last napkin craft I got a whole pack from like Home Goods or something. So I'm just going to cut one of these bunnies out, since I only have now a total of, what, 8 of them? So we are going to put this bunny right here. And I am showing you how adorable this is because you guys, if you have Easter coming up soon or anything, it's going to go across the front. And you're always looking for something cute. I always look for something cute to bring to my family's house, my mother, my mother-in-law, my aunt, my kids' aunt, my sister-in-laws, and I always think of something cute to bring them. But how adorable is this? Not only to sit maybe out on your table, but to bring to somebody. So this is why I'm just really excited about this. So before I keep going on, let me stop my steps here. Mod Podge. Mod Podge. We're going to use this. And as you can see, I got ahead of myself because I just get way too excited. And we are going to give that another coat. It looks like white paint, but we're just going to give one nice coat on the front. Hold up, hold up. I think what I want to do is going to wrap around the edge a little bit. I was going to trim that edge down so it didn't wrap too much so it doesn't look like it's unfinished. So let me gather some of this here. I'll leave that baby open. And I'm going to trim this up. Are you just like a perfectly organized person, or are you like me? I think it's my attention deficit. But look see, I just noticed this before I get on there. See this edge? I don't like that. It's going to be too hard to fix later. So I'm going to do a little gentle surgery here. And I'm going to cut just the edge of it to make an even line. So you're going to want to do this. If you're cutting your napkin in half, you're going to want to be careful. Make sure that it's even too. So I'm going to cut the other side because I feel like I've got a lot more green on this side. So I'm just making it even. You can even fold it in half if you want to be exactly precise. But what fun is that if you have to be exactly precise? That is not the name of my game. Unfortunately, it kind of burns me sometimes. So we're putting that baby there. La la, doesn't look even. We're gonna pull him down. So before we're gonna press down or anything, that's why I say gently. Before we put him down, we're gently gonna lay him on here. And make sure he's in the middle and how you want it. Then gently tap down. Now, I did not put anything on the back of this napkin because it would just disintegrate, I think, and make it fall apart. So, how cute already? How cute, how cute. Oh my gosh, how cute. We are turning this red Christmas milk bone thing into something so adorable. It's turning out even more cute than I thought. Oh, all right. You want a lot, so I'm just gonna roll with this that I just poured on here. You want a lot, and do you know why? You want a lot because you can see right now, let me scoot up here. You can see right now, the more that you press on here, it's coming up because it's, you see that? It's coming up because it's bubbling, because it's so delicate. So when you do this, you have to be so careful. You almost just want to tap and pounce until you can get it in. And I know it looks like we've got his whole face covered up, but this Mod Podge will dry clear. And he is going to be beautiful than you could ever imagine. These are just so cute, these bunnies. I looked and looked and looked for the perfect bunny napkin. I probably went to 4 different places. And like I said, I finally ordered these online, I think just off of Amazon. I can even give you the guys the link if you want it, but I just ordered these off of Amazon, and you'd think Amazon would have sent a whole pack. My goodness. So funny. I got a cute little note with it though. And really it's worth it. I mean, if you think about it, so these 2 bunny napkins, which really you get 8 bunnies, were $6. And this whole little jar is cuter than you could buy for $6 at the store. So what you could do here, do you see? And I'm gonna show you how it's gonna dry, but we really could do another one on the back, you know? But I think what I'll do is, I think I'm going to leave it because then we don't have anything for the sides. And it'd be different if I had extra green, then I would take the green and cover up the sides. But I think I'm just gonna leave it as is, because if you're gonna set it out, most likely this is gonna be back towards your kitchen wall or something. So I'm gonna leave it like that. And I'm using this excess to wipe up my messiness here. and not to ruin that bunny. So I'm just gonna let this dry like this, and then I'm going to figure out something to do because I don't really want it to have a milk bone, or what we could just do is leave it open. So let's leave it open for now, and I'm gonna speed up this drying time. I'm gonna get my little handy dandy heater right here, and I'm gonna dry this, and then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna finish it off. I don't really think there's a creative way to do this. Maybe you guys can think of something, but I really don't wanna waste a bunny and put them on top. I think it might be too much. Sometimes, or a lot of times, really less is more. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Probably touch up the white on top here, you know, or the red, touch it up so it's all white, and then put a cute little bow on it. So let's let this dry, and I'll come back to it. All right, you guys, so now look at how beautiful this is. And it's perfectly shiny. And I love the way it's just white all the way around. It's simple. If you wanted, you could come back, you can add a little aging to it. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. You could add a little aging to this, which we just might do. That actually might be really cute. It'll cover up any of the paint imperfections. So, but for right now, I'm going to take my same paint that I painted with the base coat. And this red is going to bother me, especially because I decided I think we're going to leave the top off. So let me show you what we're going to do. You're just going to get that top lip. And if you can see all around, we're just going to cover up all that red. That red metal paint kind of goes around the top. So we're just going to paint over it. That's all we're going to do for this part. We're not going to go inside. Let's not go all the way down unless you want to, but most likely we're going to put some grasses in it, and it's going to be covered up anyway. But see how that red's already gone? Let's cover up that. I think I had Mod Podge over that. Just want to make sure that looks good. Make sure there's no red coming through at all. See some touch-ups in the back. So right now, this step right now, we're just touching up. Okay, and I've got this bright light on it and everything. So it looks pretty darn good to me. Let's cover up this. How's it look to you guys? Look at, no red, you can see no red at all. I have to decide if we're going to do some aging or not. I think I'm just going to dry this for right now. I'm going to dry this for right now. I'm going to show you the ribbon that we're going to put around it. And then we can come back and we can age it if we want a little bit. Give it a little vintagey antique look. That might be kind of neat, especially for you guys that like the vintagey look. Otherwise, this looks very modern day, something that you would buy at home decor. How cute for like cookies and little Easter candies and stuff. So let's let this dry and we'll do the finishing touch. We're going to add a little bit of my brown wax on here because I think that this would be really cute. And any of these fine lines back here, it's going to really cover up those imperfections. So let's just start on the side instead of on the front. And we're going to rub this in a little bit. Probably going to need a damp side. You can kind of see here what we're doing. And I'm going to take my damp side and I'm going to just rub that in a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then we'll do this front side too, because this is completely dry. Whew, that's why we're going to come back and do this front side. Again, you might want to have both a dry and a wet paper towel ready and handy. So by using just a dab of this home decor wax, we're just giving a little bit of age so it doesn't look so stark white. And I like this. You can always start out, if you're unsure, like you can see that I am, you can always just start out really light and just lightly go over it. You don't have to do like a heavy aging look. You can just lightly go over it. And see that up close, you see how there's just a little bit of aging. I think majority of people would say, and you can tell me in the comments, because this is always interesting, because this will help me going forward with doing crafts. Do you guys like a little age, or would you rather have just had it plain stark white? So I added a little brown down there. He was pretty white down there, but I want him to match the rest of it. And we're just going to do this side. So I'm going to try to do your direction. I think there's like quite a few aging processes that you can do, but I think I'm really liking this. I'm using the damp side, and I'm just rubbing it slightly. And we're going to do the back. And the great thing is that I can lay it on the front and it's not going to smear, because it just kind of gives it a discolored look without it being damp and wet on the front. So see how I did that? It's just a little bit. What do you think? Do you like a little bit aged? So now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this beautiful gingham ribbon, because do you see how it matches the bows in his hair or the flowers in his hair? And since we're not, let's put this down here. Since we're not going to put the lid on, it's kind of cute if you do. If that bothers you, then you don't always have to do that, but you could always close it up. And we're gonna do this somehow. So let me turn around, because I gotta see what it looks like first, so I can do it. So oh, look at, I'm at the end, and you can tell clearly that my puppy got to this, but that is okay, because it did not damage the ribbon. So I am not gonna come down too hard on him. So we're just gonna wrap this baby around, give it a little tie in front. This is where your glue gun might come in handy. We're gonna tie that in front. Just gonna give it a little bow. Luckily, I had the perfect amount of ribbon. And we're just gonna give it a little tie in front, and then I'm gonna show you how we are going to finish it off. Adorable, right? How cute. Maybe that side is not quite as long, but it just gives it a little bit of a tie. We could move this. Gosh, that was pretty tight for how I tied it on. All right, so then we are going to put a little grass in it. Do I like this? Let me look. I like this. I think I like this, but I like yellow. I think we're just gonna use this. We're gonna use this grass. I think we're just gonna use all of it. And this is gonna be so adorable when you bring it to, let me use a little bit of this too, because I'm running out. I'm gonna double up on our grasses so I can finish. How cute. Okay, so now, look how cute this is so far. Now I'm gonna fill it. Okay, so I got just some plain chocolates. Put that open. We're gonna fill it. And how cute. You can bring this in a cellophane. You can wrap it. You can even put the lid on it if you want. So I'm going to show you kind of what the lid looks like on it. You can put the lid on it, put the grasses in it. But this is so cute to give to your Easter guest. You can give it to a friend around springtime. You can, this is just such a great idea. I think I'm just going to give it to the people that are going to host Easter, because it's just such a cute thing. Or you could just set it out on your table. How cute on your table, and I'll show you, I'll get a picture for you. How cute on your table, just with little candies. My boys and their friends love to come in and grab some, so there's so many cute things that you can do with this, and you would never guess in a million years that this was a treat box for dogs around Christmas time. That's what I love about crafts, and you can transform stuff so cute. So stay tuned for more. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.